Today, 28th of May, Retool launches AI agents, a whole set of functionality to create agents within Retool's platform. I've been given early access together with a set of developers of the community. And we participated in a hackathon to create something cool with this new functionality. In this video, I'm going to show you what I created in what is one day worth of work. And I'm just going to talk about what I think are the potential of this tool. Let's dive in. All right, this is the landing page for agents. I won't go in a lot of detail because I'm sure and I know for a fact that Retool created a ton of video tutorials. So I don't want to really overlap with that. So I'm just going to go straight dive in straight to what I created, an accounting manager that manages payments and connects to Xero. When you come in, you can see chats, which is a history of chats this agent has had, and then configuration, logs, evals, and datasets. When I go to configuration, you'll see, this is really cool. You have chat, which you can actually interact with as usual, as we're very used to do it with chat, or with email. And if you select email, you will have this specific email, which will trigger the agent and you will get back a response. Cool. Here you have then the instructions for those who are familiar with LLMs. It's kind of the system message that you're passing and where you can actually just flesh out everything that the agent needs to do, some kind of instructions, do's or don'ts, ethical safe rails, and so on. Here you can select model. Right now it's kind of static, but from what I've heard, they're planning to do it kind of dynamic so that you can decide which model based on the request or the tools that are being used or something like that. And then you have temperature and max iterations, which are kind of classic things. Now, this is a really cool part as well. Tools. So functions in LLMs have been around for quite a time, but this is Retool actually building this to help users create tools so they don't have to actually worry about the whole code about this. So here you have the classic, and actually if I click on add tools, you'll see some out of the box tools. You can actually just connect it to other agents, so you can create a multi-agent system, which is really cool. Use workflows, which is super powerful because then you already have your workflows and you can connect that and get the return, or create a new custom tool and other things that they are actually providing, which connect directly with the tech stack from Retool vectors, storage, Google Doc, and so on. So there's already a lot there of tools that you can already use. For this, I created a resource that connects to Xero. It's a server-to-server communication, so there's no need of authentication. And we'll just go through these tools that I got really quickly. Okay, basically, this is a chat for users to be able to interact with Xero, pull reports, ask questions about users, financial information, pending bills, payments, or if you have your bank accounts connected to Retool, just a summary of your bank accounts. This is a simple function that connects to a Postgres database. So you can see here, I actually just have a chart of accounts and it's pulling the chart of accounts. So rather than providing that within the initial window context, the agent can just pull the chart of accounts to use more information whenever it needs it. I have this PDF analyze, which I'm not using currently because agents are not able to, right now, on Retool's functionality, parse documents. But as soon as it's going to be able for them to parse documents, then it's going to be able to analyze a PDF and provide a summary of the invoice. And based on that invoice, that summary, go and search or upload or take an action. Xero reports is an endpoint for Xero to pull all kinds of reports with all kinds of filters for different months and comparisons. If you want to do a balance sheet, compare month over month or quarter over quarter, you can do that and pull it. Xero invoices is to pull invoices, whether those are account payables or account receivables. And this one here is actually a text to encoded URL. So basically what it does is the agent passes in language the filters that the user needs. Let's say I just want to see outstanding invoices for this user, and this will transform it into the format the filter needs, and that will apply it here, and it will get all those invoices. Here is a function to get contacts, age payables. This is a function for the agent to pass a raw data, whether that's a balance sheet, executive summary, budget report, or other. It will pass it, and this functionality will actually take that, decide what kind of report or what kind of chart to do, whether that's a pie, bar, line. It will decide that, and it will create a file with that chart, which can be then used to send an email or put it in an application, for example. And this is send email with HTML, which is slightly different from this reply to email, which currently it can only use Markdown. It doesn't support HTML. So that's why I created this send HTML with HTML, so that I can images and other stuff there, and I can get really cool emails, which I'll show you in a second. Okay, now let's look at a couple of replays of conversations that I had with this agent. Here in this chat functionality, you have all this, and then you have the chats. So we can look at those. I just open here another tab. And this one, I asked via email for an executive summary report. So you will see here that it starts thinking, and it says, this is the user, and it's requesting this report. Let's just go back here. I need to create chart. So it gets that. It pulls the report from Xero. I will get all the information, and you can see it starts thinking and say, I'm going to create charts. So it goes and creates 1, 2, 3 charts, and then it sends the email with HTML. And this is also replies saying, I've sent you this email. And this is the email that I got, executive summary report. It has an executive overview, cash flow, and then it created some charts, a bar chart for cash flow comparison month over month. You could create a request for a quarter over quarter or year over year, profitability, variance, and then a bar for profitability bar chart and another bar chart for performance indicators, and recommendations and conclusions. And this, with not much a lot of prompting, we could define really how you would like your reports, each report to be reported in, so that you have consistency and all this. So it's really cool. And this only from the reports and the data that I took from Xero. Let's take a look at another one. This is on chat, not on email. Can you send me a P&L report and just nice charts? So basically, it's the same flow. It thinks, it decides what it's going to do. It pulls the report from Xero. It thinks again based on what the information that it received, and it starts creating charts for the report that it needs to create. It will create a second chart here. And after that, it will create the email, which is sending. And here it will reply to me in the chat everything that it did and the summary, what actions did it take. The really cool thing about Retool is that you can really see this thing here. You will be seeing it in your interface. So you can really see what the agent is using and what information it's getting each step of the way. And here you will see the second email, profit and loss report, financial highlights, and it did 2 charts, one bar chart with this financial performance overview, and then a pie chart for operating expenses. And it provided this overview and a table as well with key insights. So that is how the functionality of reports is working with it. Let's take a look at another example. I want to get information for a given client. So here I asked in the chat interface, can you provide a financial summary of the contact Ridgeway University? So it will go and start thinking. It will say, it will first search for the context. It needs to know who Ridgeway University is. It will get that information. So now it decided to use aged payables. So it's only using payables and not receivables. A decision it decided to take, but then it will think here, and you can see that it's now pulling all of the invoices and it's thinking. And based on that, it's able to provide this information: contact, address, phone, total outstanding balance, overdue amount, invoice details, and it provided that. But what I really wanted is the whole summary, also the paid invoices. So I went ahead and I said, can you provide a summary of payments done in the past by them? I have a client with the customer, and I really want to know how much money they have put into the project overall, and not be surprised about numbers that they throw at me. So it will search for the contact and then the invoices again, and then it provides a full summary of this customer. Total payments made, 11 invoices, how much they have paid, and a summary of all of the invoices and the amounts, and what's paid and what's pending. So patterns, larger invoices, and key observations. So Ridgeway has been a reliable client with a strong payment record. I have what I need. When I go to the meeting, I don't really need to bring this up. What do you think? Very cool, isn't it? Another really cool thing is that Retool has created a AI agent chat component that you can put into your apps and connect it to your agent, which for me is key. Because right now, even though if you're used to open ChatGPT or Claude or Anthropic using tools, at least as far as I know, there's not much you can do about deciding what goes into their memory, feedback that you can provide. But here in Retool, if you have that and you can then start creating your interface, you can start creating those really cool dynamics about memory, add this into the memory, or feedback loops. This wasn't a great answer. You used this tool instead of this tool, and created those fine tuning for your agents. So now people and within the company start not only interacting with the agent but taking ownership. And then also you have some other components that you can communicate with. You could have a map, you could have tables or charts, different kind of things that you can do communicating with that agent. So, or you have your information there and you pass it to the agent. So it's really cool, and I think this is something that is really needed, because the chat interface so far is not enough. And the fact that you can now in Retool have your applications next to an AI agent is super powerful. And I'm so excited to see what things I'm going to be able to do with this. Okay, so thumbs up to Retool. Very cool thing they're doing. I'm super excited about this. I'm going to be creating more videos about AI agents and stuff that I've been doing. So give me your comments, what you would like to see, questions that you may have, and I'm just going to be replying as fast as I can. Cheers.